God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast FNT blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code Nerdrotic. Huzzah!
Excuse me while I whip this out.
I hunted, Rob. I hunted for Tobey Maguire's dick.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
God darn it, Mr. Lamar. You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Nerdrotic.com.
I'm the only healthy one here today.
Yep. The 50-year-old man is the healthy one.
Although you might be sick in the mind, but that's okay.
Well, yeah, that's just a constant condition. My condition has a condition, X-ray girl. Okay. But yeah, Chris got mononucleosis. And X-ray girl got mononucleosis from the meetup. Everybody was making out with each other. It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird. Sorry, Mark Cyborg.
Oh no.
I mean to put you on blast. It's got weird. It's the Nerdrotic Nooner, ladies and gentlemen, where things are going to get weird. And we're here joined by running back from the San Francisco 49ers, Frank Gore.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Former running back.
The two of us look so much alike. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
The two of us look very
alike.
alike.
So you guys apart, to be honest with you.
And the thing is this, my retort to drunk 3PO today was to call him Jeff 3PO, and that is not stuck. It's not as funny.
My name is Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, like Jeff 3PO. It didn't, no one, it's no reaction. I got to work on my better material if it's going to stick. His mistake is better than me actually trying. So there you go. What does that say about
well? Maybe drunk should just stop trying, you know, and maybe he'll get to 100,000 subscribers, which is his life goal. Subscribe to Drunk 3PO. Give him a pity sub.
Pity sub.
Pity sub.
I listen to streams on Saturday. He talks about, you know, everything, nerd stuff, Star Wars, you know, whatever, theme park stuff. So although I haven't been to a theme park in so long, the one I've been to is Knott's. Knott's is great. Knott's Berry Farm. It's awesome.
Isn't that a Ghost Rider ride or used to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
haven't been to Knott's Berry Farm since the 80s, dude. The corkscrew. Is the corkscrew still there?
I don't know, but yeah, something that's
Roller
like that
coaster
is still.
is this? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's the one. I mean, Knott's was the cheap one you could just party at. So that's why
Yeah.
I went.
It's cheap. You can even buy this is the thing, because it's a smaller park, they try harder. You can buy a pass where you can eat several meals a day every time you go there. It's a couple $100 and it's literally like all your food is free. I've never heard of a theme park doing that. Like that's just
Wonderland in Canada has that too.
I preferred
It's
Six
weird.
Flags Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain
They-
is just all frightening roller coasters. That's all it is. It's all like will scare the shit out of you rides, and I love it.
I can't do those.
I love rides.
I rode Colossus. They did Colossus backwards. I don't know if they still do it. Colossus is at the time was the biggest wooden roller coaster, and it's janky, and you do it backwards. And we dropped some acid and did it, and it was great. It was great.
I feel like that would freak me out.
Yeah, I'm not about the rides. I'm actually, as weird as it sounds, I'm about the food. Like they have this boysenberry festival. You can get boysenberry beer, boysenberry margaritas, boysenberry martini. It's X-Ray Girl would love
That
it.
sounds good.
It's just boysenberry, boysenberry sausage, boysenberry.
That's what you're about. Just kidding.
Yeah, boysenberry mustard. You can put on your boysenberry hot dog.
Oh, that'd
It's
be
weird.
good. Yeah, I'm down with that. No, that's
really good. It's just they throw boysenberry into everything, and so I don't know.
pineapple.
I like it. They do food festivals. You go on a couple rides, you eat, you drink. It's good times.
Good time.
There you go.
Sounds like fun to me.
How are you doing?
People, I'm okay. I slept like 12 hours last night. It was great. I lost my sick voice, I think, and now I just sound like I'm stifled.
Stifled?
I don't know.
What stifled?
What
That's your girl? Oh my god!
Dang you, white people in your language. But I'm doing well, better, and I hope by maybe Friday I'll be much better than this moment.
I hope you are too. I told you could have the day off if you wanted.
I know. I'm a trooper. I used to work while sick, back when you can work while you were sick, and died, and it was worth it because back then you didn't get paid for being sick.
Hey, I don't know if you saw. Okay, I hope you feel better. I hope Chris feels better. Chat, I always hope you feel good. We love you. You're beautiful. Dune trailer came out today. We're going to go over it, even though Warner Brothers is going to hit us, but I don't give a shit. We're going to watch it. Writer strike. More details are out, especially about UK shooting, which I find is interesting. And there's a little line in one article that stood out to me that's got nothing to do with the strike. That is just the most line ever. That's a tease. It's about Doctor Who. And what else do we got? Disney fired a bunch of executives at Disney Plus. But we have to start out with this. We have to start out with this article.
Oh my god, yes. Oh, this is disgusting what they made them do.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, you haven't heard Frank Gore.
What? Wait. Oh
Women
my god.
Forced to change in public to board American Airlines flight. Now, I think Watson had the same problem. But do you recognize these women? I do.
Oh my god. It's Millen Delvaney and Chrissy Mayer.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah. So that's Keanu Thompson and me. And our own Chrissy Mayer from Friday Night Tights and The Wet Spot and same cast and Kumia Network. By the way, I love Anthony Cumia. Just want to say that. They were flying out from Vegas to go. I think they're in Austin doing a show. They're doing a tour. They're doing a simp tour, whatever it's. I'm sure that's not what it's called.
I like the title of that though.
Yeah, women forced to change in public to board American Airlines flight. 2 passengers claim they had to change at the gate with no cover. Yes, so they were wearing. You can't tell. Oh, for one, Keanu's is not that revealing. on the right.
I don't think so.
Chrissy has it's a little see-through. I think I don't know if they
Let me see if I
doctored
can find the picture of her
Yeah,
on
it's
her
a little
Instagram.
see-through. So they said it was too revealing. So they made them change to something more revealing in public. They couldn't go back into a room or anything. They had to drop trowel in front of everybody.
There, that's what she was wearing. So it's just see-through pants.
It was just some see-through pants. I guess what you wear in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Did they have like? I mean, I'm sure they had underwear on, so it was like see-through pants. But that's like a thing in Vegas.
Chrissy had underwear.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chrissy probably had underwear, but Keanu
apparently didn't.
Not so sure.
Interesting. Wow.
Two women claim they were forced to change their clothes in public with no cover to board an American Airlines flight. Passenger Chrissy Mayer tweeted about the incident, which she says happened at Harry Reid. It happened at the Harry Reid International Airport, folks, in Las Vegas on 2nd of May. Sorry, this is a British thing, so they do the dates all wrong. American comedian. Hey, they called you a comedian, Chrissy. That's cool. Miss Mayer, soon to be Mrs. Mayer, shared OMFG, and an American Air employee forced me and Keanu Thompson to change our pants before getting on the flight, which actually turned out to be more revealing. Alongside the tweet is a picture of the outfits Miss Mayer and Miss Thompson arrived at the airport wearing, alongside a snap of what they were allegedly asked to change into before boarding. It appears that the pair's original outfits include a maxi skirt and trousers, while they both ended up in shorts instead. This is great. I laughed so hard when I saw this. I'm sure Chrissy didn't think it was funny, or Keanu, but I think it's hilarious. What is it with women in American Airlines, guys?
I love it. I think it's great. Do you ever follow that account on Instagram, Passenger Shaming, where like people are like clipping their toenails like on flights? It's disgusting. Yeah.
So
Look up Passenger Shaming on Instagram. There's even a Facebook. I know the woman who does it. She's really cool. And all it is she has stewards and stewardesses like sending her photos of bad behavior on flights, and it's hysterical.
We'll have to check that out if you can look for that, Chrissy. After posting, "This is no way to treat a rewards member," Ms. Mayer added more information.
I have the card and everything.
I literally had to change at the gate with no cover, she claimed. American Airlines social media account responded to the thread, asking for Miss Mayer to send her further details. Your comments concern us. Please join us in our DMs. We're here and ready to listen. This was really humiliating, and I'm very loyal to you guys. I have a credit card and everything, says Miss Mayer. Meanwhile, a user who is thought to be the boyfriend of one of the women said, "Hey, how about you start digging in Vegas at LA airport and find the misogynist creep employee that took their pants and then their luggage so they couldn't change back into the plane. Start there, American Air." That must have been Frank. Filing cabinet must have filed that. Or Gino.
She's going to get a bunch of free flights out of this. I think that's what's going to happen. She's going to get free flights or miles or something. So
she should.
Good for her. Good for her.
People's dignity. Even in hospitals, we try to cover people up. Okay.
Keyword there is try.
Some people just do their thing.
Miss Mayer's traveling companion, Miss Thompson, then alleged he had Chrissy in underwear and me butt fucking naked from the waist down at the gate. How is this okay? The Independent has contacted American Airlines for comment. It's not the first time female passengers have had to ask to amend their outfits before boarding a flight. May 2022, a woman claimed that she was told to cover up by Alaska Airlines staff for preparing to board a flight. TikTok user Bad Bish 178 Oh my God, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. Oh, my button's stuck. TikTok user badbish107 shared a video on social media site showing her sitting in a plane cabin alongside the captain. Alaskan Airlines just told me I had to cover up. I wanted to get this. I wanted to get on the plane. The video, filmed in selfie mode, shows the passenger dressed in a zebra print top and denim shorts. I didn't see. Without a picture, I don't know, and I don't. Allegedly. So this is all alleged. Chrissy would not lie about this. Chrissy would not lie about dropping her pants in front of everybody. Or Keanu. Well, she got to show off her new tattoo. I mean, that's the important. She got a tattoo. She was asking, she's like, do you know where's a good tattoo place in Vegas? You know, that's exactly how she said. I'm like, throw a rock up in the air. There's a lot of tattoo places, but I think Caesar's had the best one. I'm not sure. I know my tattoo artist. That's fucking funny. I think it's funny. Hail Chrissy. Get some free pub out of this. She should have said, I'm a loyal while in her response, she's all, I'm a loyal member. I have a card and everything, and my dates are Austin, Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
7 p.m. at the Laughing or whatever fucking club she's gonna
Go to ChrissieMayer.com for more information.
Chrissy, you should have thrown in your dates in every tweet. Okay, come on.
The grifting is real.
What are you doing, girl? Filing cabinet. Get on. Fix that. Oh, I will. We will react to the Dune Part 2 trailer. Do you want to do that now?
Sure. Let's do it, man.
Are you guys eating hot soup?
I have tea.
No. I'm just coffee and yeah.
Okay.
I just do like the tea I do like water, hot water, lemon, a little honey. And that.
Oh, I have honey in mine too.
Yeah, there you go. Look how boring we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're boring in Vegas, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, we stay up pretty late every night.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, we're not nuts. Let's get nuts. Like, our crowd is great. They did no fights, no puking in trash cans, no destroying bathrooms or property. We're a bunch of nerds. We just hung out. You know what we did? We hung out and we talked about Star Wars and Star Trek and shit.
Sang the Pokemon song.
Sang the Pokemon song perfectly, by the way, in perfect tune. That was great. All the ladies were singing the Pokemon theme. Oh, look, Nerd Cookies is reacting to the Dune Part 2 trailer. Good for her. We love Nerd Cookies. She's a good one. There it is.
Subscribe.
It actually came above the actual trailer, which is 95,000 likes to 1. Who didn't like it? 1.4 thousand dislikes. Already has 1 million views in 1 hour. 1 million views.
Well, it'll have a proper release. Part 2 will have a proper release. I mean, a couple things to say before we watch it. Like, when the original Dune was released, it was released the same day on HBO Max. What a stupid decision. They just left so much money on the table. We were still doing at least where I live, so, masks and social distancing. And I mean, it was exhausting. It didn't get, look, people love the film, but it didn't really get a proper release because not everyone saw it in theaters. This is going to be theaters only. Very smart. The second thing is what Villeneuve has said about this isn't a sequel to Dune. This is part 2 of one movie. So this is effectively, you should just watch part 1 and part 2 together as 1 5 or I actually don't know what the running time is, but I'm sure it'll be at least as long as the first one. So you're looking at like a 5-hour film experience. So there you go. Hey, look at this.
I drink, therefore I am. 99.99. 99.99. I watched Attack of the Dock last night. You, sir, have captured lightning in a bottle a second time. This show brought back so many positive memories of life before the dark times, before the culture war. Chris, you have exemplified excellence in action.
Well, thank you. I drink. Thank you. I drink. That's where I am. Love your username. Yeah, thanks. I've been getting like. First of all, I'm kind of shocked because, I thought, oh God, the movie's going to get reviewed. I've seen it like 100 times. I'm like, I don't even know if it's good anymore. It's like, I don't know. Are people going to like it? No, they're going to criticize me. And I'm shocked at like the across the board love for the film. So I think it's resonating with people. And, on the official Attack of the Doc Twitter, we just retweet anyone who says nice things, which is like everybody. And then it's 99% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, more than 50 reviews. We're trying to get more than 100 audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, look up Attack of the Doc, please post your review there. We want to get 100 plus reviews. We need one more review from a critic to get a critic score, which I think will be pretty good because they're all positive right now. So that's good. It'll probably be 80%. Yeah. So
I'm not a Rotten
Thank you.
Tomatoes critic, or I would do that. I'll do it on the audience side where I'm happy.
Yeah, please. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah. No, it's just I'm surprised it's only been out a week. So,
No, it's
maybe
you have to get it. You have to watch it. It's available right here on YouTube. Right?
Yeah, YouTube. You can just rent it. It's like a couple dollars. I purposely was like, make it cheap so people will just impulse like whatever, and then they'll just get it. Don't make it expensive.
And then the Blu-ray will be out around Comic-Con, and you and I will be slinging Blu-rays. Well,
in San Diego, that's the plan, man. Maybe we'll have a party. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I think we should. I think we should. Yeah, because I don't know what's going on in Dallas. So maybe we'll just shift everything to San Diego. Because I was accepted as press again, Chris. Shilly Billy. That's me. Me and Garrett will be there.
I pitched three panels. We'll see if they accept any.
Okay.
We'll see.
Positive vibes. All right,
Yep.
Here we go.
Yep.
Dune. I'm going to turn it up.
It's breathtaking. When you see sand here, imagine water. You dive in, you can't reach the bottom.
You dive in.
Yes, it's called swimming.
I don't believe you.
In the shadows of Arrakis lie many secrets. But the darkest of them all may remain. The end of House Atreides.
So that's Florence Pugh. I'm being transformed.
She plays Princess Irulan, which in the book she's kind of one of the narrators. She's talking about Paul Atreides Muad'Dib in the past. So she's a big character in the book, but we'll see how she's used in part 2 of the film.
Yeah, I think it should be good. I'm actually, this is one of the few films I'm looking forward to. I mean, aside from the Marvels. Yeah. Okay. Aside from the Marvels,
yeah, exactly.
A few films I'm looking forward to. I love the Gladiator. The effects look good, dude.
Yeah. It looks real.
Yeah. It looks good.
Not like this digital, like the Marvel effects. How far has Marvel fallen? When we were hanging out, we were at Wahlburgers eating burgers and just hanging out with all of us. And on the TV while we were there was Civil War. Was just playing on the TV. Civil War. Paul Rudd popped off his helmet, the Ant-Man helmet. And it was a physical effect. And I was like, oh, that looks good because it looks real, instead of this dumb click behind your ear and some digital effect because we're too lazy to take our helmets on and off. Like Marvel's just gotten where it's a Marvel thing. It's ridiculous and it doesn't look good. It takes you out of it because you're not emotionally engaged because it's not real. It looks super fake. And some of the character designs were so dumb. That broccoli head thing in Ant-Man 3. Yeah. And in Guardians even, there's like this character that looks like a kid drew it, but made it in real life that's like a weird looking fuzzy cat. Have you seen this in stills or whatever?
No.
It looks awful. Oh my god. So I just expect Guardians, you're just gonna go and you're gonna see it. This is just my prediction, and a lot of you won't be emotionally invested because the effects are just such a mess. So I don't know. And then you look at part 2, and it's like this should win the Oscar for effects. You know, it feels rooted in the real world. It doesn't feel digital. Yes, it's digital, but it doesn't feel that way from the sound design and everything else.
It comes out 9 days before Marvel's. No, 7 days before Marvel's. 7 days.
No.
And Marvel's comes out in November. Oh, that looks pretty good, dude. Looks pretty good, folks.
I'm pumped.
Looks pretty good, yeah.
I just wonder how accurate it'll be to the book. They haven't ever gotten that second half of the book right. I mean, it's just all out war. You know, like they've never really, even in the Dune, the David Lynch Dune, which I have a newfound affection for. You look back at it, it was really
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a 4K restoration of it on YouTube that's 3 hours, and it's actually amazing. But that second half is all montage. Like they get the first half of the story right, and the second half they don't spend the time you need, you know, like with all these characters. And it's kind of, I don't know how they're going to wrap up like the end. It's a bunch of people basically having a meeting about how the universe is going to be ruled. It's a little weird. So I don't know. I mean, they wrapped it up quick in the David Lynch one. We'll see if they spend the time.
Denis Villeneuve. So he's not wrapping up anything quick. All right.
Yeah, it'll be slow.
That's the actual proper pronunciation of his name. Okay.
Yes.
I'm the only one who got it right.
True. 100%.
But it looks good. It looks good. You know what doesn't look good? Writers Guild right now. Writers Guild's not
I get a bunch of entertainment news briefings, and they said kind of what I said yesterday on Real BBC. They're playing the long game. This is going to go long. And I think that writers are going to lose in the end. And I think part of the strategy of the long game is to just, a lot of people are just going to go and do other jobs because they're not, you know, you can't work like a certain number of weeks a year and make a living. Like, God, I don't know if I told this story, but like I have a buddy of mine who he is a working screenwriter, but he'll sell a screenplay every 3 or 4 years. So he'll make a couple $100,000. But when he calculates what he would have made annually, it's basically a Burger King manager. And I'm not joking. Like, so he lives really cheaply, but he'll get these large checks, but it's like a large check every couple years. So he just, it's kind of a weird lifestyle. And I don't think a lot of people that go in the entertainment industry like understand that. That's why I have friends who are working actors that make money, but they still bartend, right? Because they don't want to like, if they have a dry spell of acting work, they don't want to get, you know, they don't just want to watch their savings deplete.
You're absolutely correct. This is it. Okay. I saw another actor saying, well, it's like a gig economy now. It's always been like a gig economy. This security that came from the studio system back in the 50s that got broken apart is false. You're not an employee. Even when dude, when I worked in Hollywood, I was never officially an employee for Technicolor, and I was fine with it. I signed up for it. I was a contractor. Now they dude, I mean, I basically was an employee, but they wouldn't make me an official employee and I was fine. I had benefits somewhere else. So that way I was able to get a little more pay, and I just re-upped every 6 months, to the point where like they just re-up me without asking. They just re-upped you for another 6 months. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Because I wasn't sure when my first 6 months there, I was like, oh shit, are they going to boot me after 6 months like the other place did? And they're like, oh no, we just re-upped you. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Did I have to sign anything? I didn't have to sign anything. Okay, whatever. I didn't care because the money was, you know, money. It was during the recession, and my comic store was like breaking even basically. So I needed, you know, money. But I digress. It's a gig economy. What do you think every content creator who doesn't require writers is working? We're working without a net. We're relying on YouTube with the most nebulous fucking vague rules there are. And yeah, there's no security at all. Zero. Like the plug can get pulled at any time. We're all aware of this. And we just make content. We just keep making content. And I couldn't be happier, dude. I don't need the security of I don't need some blankie from a corporation and a net. Because as I said yesterday, the net doesn't exist. They will get rid of you. I don't care if you've worked there for 25 years. They will dump you at the drop of a hat and send you packing with security surrounding you. And just have that in your mind. Like no one has the right to secure job security. Nobody does. Nobody. You know what your job security is? Working hard and, honestly doing what you like, trying to, or at least enjoying what you do. There's your job security. Because if you enjoy what you do, you'll be better at it.
The one thing I've done, I've never had one job. Like when I was in college, I was a dishwasher on weekends at restaurants. During the week, I worked at a video store, and then I was doing Film Threat on the side, like literally this little magazine, right? And even when I've had other jobs, I'm like, okay, how else can I? Here's what the corporation feels I'm worth. F them. I'm going to have some other side gig that's going to bring in money. I mean, for a time, I was making a ton of money just selling stuff on eBay in the old glory days of eBay when it was like the Wild West.
So good.
Fun. Now it's you need to be a professional. They're only professionals on eBay. Now eBay I don't like ordering stuff on eBay. I used to love it. It was really fun. You actually got to know people. The people who bought your stuff were like, oh, I'm such a fan of whatever.
That still happens once in a while. You write a nice note to somebody, right? And they like, and I still have some good experiences, but most of the time it's super corporate, and the prices suck. They used to be able to like find misspellings, right? I used to always look for the misspellings and like grab a comic book or something like that. But no, you could also, communicate with people, and it wasn't like harsh or anything. It's like, hey, this thing came in damaged. This person just, work it out like that. God, I miss those days. I agree. Yeah. But dude, even when I was selling parts, like I enjoyed that job. I actually liked it a lot. It was fun. I was working with my friend Scott Edwards, who might be in the chat down at Acura. I loved that job. It was great. Yucked it up with the guys. I mean, it wasn't PC back then, so we could just fucking just joke around and just be idiots all day. It was great. And we fucked around at work, but we still got our job done, playing Diablo at work. It was good. It was a good job, man. I loved it. Had a cool boss. It's not all bad. You find ways to enjoy your work, especially if you work like the people you're with. But that's not Hollywood. Hollywood is very strategic friends, and it's not it wasn't fun. It wasn't. I was okay because I worked mostly alone in the middle of the night, so I didn't have to deal with too many people, and it was great. That part I liked. But no, you're not entitled to shit. That's the thing. And I mean, I don't want to go so far as like they're trying to break the unions. I think the corporations would love to break the unions and just make everybody contractor. And I think that's what they want to do with the writers, is just make everybody a contractor. And that's eventually what you're going to have to be. And you just got to hustle. Like you have a lot of competition now, writers. There's a lot of writers. How many people are in the WGA? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm sure we could find out.
People in WGA. No. More than 20,000.
Yeah. But of that, like only like 10 to 15% are working at any given time.
Yeah.
So just a couple thousand people are actually working writing jobs in Hollywood. That's how competitive it is. Right.
And that's all the jobs. And that's probably, I would argue that's too many. I mean, like there's just too many.
True.
There's a finite number of talented people out there. that are worthy of writing, top tier entertainment. Like, I think some people could be, but they don't really hone their skills. They go right to Hollywood, get into a writing room straight from school and don't know shit, and they'll experience life. And that's why writing sucks now. The Met Gala may have been the last glitzy event to avoid picket signs. Fuck the Met Gala. As of 12:01 a.m. on May 2nd, members of the creative community on both coasts and production hubs in between have traded the finery of that event for fire and brimstone on the picket lines. The breakdown of the Writers Guild of America's contract negotiations with Alliance of Motion Picture Arts and Television Producers, that's a mouthful, has unleashed a torrent of emotion not seen among Hollywood union members since the last time the WGA went on strike in 2007. The strike promises to bring even more upheaval to a marketplace that is already grappling with the fallout from technological disruption and still rebuilding from the pandemic. 6 weeks of tense negotiations made it clear that the industry faces a reckoning after a decade of peak TV content boom that has strained Hollywood's creative infrastructure to its breaking point. It's already, the breaking point has happened. And the worst crime of them all, Chris, is the one no one will talk about, but I will, and you will. Even X-Ray Girl will, even when she's sick, and everybody in the chat. You know what they just leave out of every single article, chat? I know you know the answer. Politics. Their politics. Their treatment of the paying customer over the last 6 years has been deplorable, to use one of their words. Deplorable. And this is part of the consequence culture that Hollywood likes to use. That's part of what you're facing now. And I don't care if you don't fucking mention it ever, Variety or Deadline. This is why you're losing. This is why you're losing customers. 40% of the ticket buying audience disappeared in 2022. You only have four $1 billion films since the pandemic started. 4. And your streaming services and series weren't successful. Again, a handful of successful shows that didn't really generate a ton of income for their services. They were popular, but even they didn't. And it's because of the binge model and Netflix being stupid and treating everything like Netflix is partially responsible for on this. You talked about it when I was there. They treat Hollywood like a tech company.
Yes.
And you can't. It's a different beast. But it allowed all the activists to come in and all your DEI, and that comes straight from Silicon Valley, by the way, and corporate America. And you have let the wolf in the door, and they are the ones who sent your money packing. Ryan talked about it yesterday. Breitbart's one of the, people go, Breitbart. Well, at least they'll talk about this shit, and it's a reality. Hollywood lost $500 billion in market value. $500 billion in market value. Do you think that's all because of the pandemic? Do you think that's all because of AI? No. I think a big chunk of that is because you pissed off America. Half of America, more than half of America. Now you're pissing off even more. Even quote unquote woke ass celebrities are starting to call, like Sean Penn's calling out woke shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
Really?
Right after his visit to Zelensky. Yeah, he's even there's people are starting to openly call it out. You heard Jonathan Frakes yesterday.
Yeah.
Saying, hey, it's tough to be an old white guy in Hollywood right now. And he's a total progressive lefty.
Look, I think this is an opportunity. There's a silver lining. It's an opportunity. And that is a lot of people that deserve to get work or should be getting work and are not. There's nothing stopping you from doing an independent project. I mean, that's the direction I'm going. That's the direction a lot of other people are going. I'm not waiting for someone to hire me. Hollywood doesn't want me. I'm too old, too white. It's not going to happen for me. I'm cool with that because I'm just going to build my own things. My own, Film Threat is a legit thing. And there are other movies I want to make. I don't think they're movies necessarily that Hollywood would want. I mean, look, if they want to buy them after the fact, cool. That happens all the time. But Yeah, I think it's a huge opportunity. The problem is someone like a Jonathan Frakes, he's never worked outside the studio system. He's never worked outside of like, here's your call time, here's this, here's you're getting your DGA rate for directing television or whatever it is. So a lot of the problem is a lot of the people that are, being kicked to the curb in the industry right now, they haven't worked in the indie film space. Whereas other people who came up through indie film, like a Steven Soderbergh, among others, are like, I'll just do something independent. Like that's I think the way to go. You got to retrain, and go build your own thing. Build your own thing, and then Hollywood can buy it after for a hefty sum. And I think that you're going to see a lot of that start to happen. Don't sit there and complain about it, Jonathan Frakes. Make an indie project. So there you go.
No, that's what streaming services did for a long time. They just like let other people make shit and then they bought it,
Exactly.
But the money's not there. That money's not there. And you found a group of people who are tied to a system that's dying. The corporate system is dying. It's a fracturing. It's going to be decentralized. And you're going to have to, it's who hustles the best, making their own shit. That is the future. And you're seeing that like the ecosystem of Hollywood is breaking down. Oscars are dying, movie stars dying, entertainment media is dying because it's being taken over by the fans that both entertainment media and Hollywood help vilify for the last 6 years. And that is a very uncomfortable conversation for a lot of the executives and woke idiots in Hollywood, that they're going to either have to fucking face and have this conversation or learn to code, go to fucking trade school, because there ain't going to be a job for you. This is going to be a great purge. I'm here for it. But especially after the treatment of the paying customer, just you still see it. You still see it. Another woke creative, be it in comics, or it doesn't have to be a woke. So sometimes it's just creatives in comics and in entertainment, going after fucking paying customers. It's just part of what we do here on YouTube is state the obvious. It's a bad strategy. It's a bad strategy fucking with the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I know so many of them think, well, we're not in customer service. We're a contractor or we're an employee of this company. We answer to their editors. But then you go out in social media, don't talk about your fucking comic or your project, and bitch about a political guy or gal that your paying customer might like. You are in customer service. This is the 21st century. Everything you do, you have that, especially when you're so attached on the teat of a corporation. You're wearing their uniform all the fucking time. When you're out at lunch, you want to be a celebrity, you want to be fucking famous, you better treat all your fucking waiters and your baristas pretty fucking nice, or a camera's going to come out. Fair or not, that's the way it's going to be. So start treating people a little better, and maybe they'll be more inclined to support you. Look at the support Gina got after she got fired. She got so much support. She got more support than she ever had. And listen, I'll bring it up again. I'm not free of resentment. I'm a human being. Okay. I see these motherfuckers picketing who all got to work through COVID. When my wife didn't, when the nail salon down the street didn't, when the restaurant that was on that block that went out of business didn't. By the way, my wife's spot where she vacated still isn't filled in San Francisco.
Oh my God.
She's been gone for almost 3 years now, and that spot has not been filled. The gym that went out of business, the little coffee shop, mom and pop coffee shop that went out of business. But you motherfuckers got to work, and you had a chance to rebuild your industry and make it strong and make stuff people like, and you chose to double, triple, quadruple down. You get what you get. You built this. You built this. You made your fucking bed. Now lie in it. No, I have no sympathy for any fucking, I love pop culture. I love art. It will always be around. It doesn't need a WGA writer to exist. And quite frankly, I got nothing for you. I got no sympathy for a fucking union that thinks they can demand shit that's just not there, that you helped create, by the way. That vacuum of money that's gone is something the WGA helped create. Hope this thing goes for fucking a year. I just don't see the studios capitulating to a mandate in a writer's room. Like, you got to have 6 to 12 people depending on the length of the series. What? So in the UK, they don't have to do this. Especially if this by the way, all the talk shows have gone. Saturday Night Live is gone. Like, this is if you're already live streaming, people are going to come over to YouTube. But it's not going to be the numbers you think, because not many people were watching that shit anyway. So
true.
I just don't know. Like, maybe some of the boomers will figure it out. I don't know, but I don't know who's even watching those shows. Hollywood is an industry that runs on stories, period. There's nothing without the storyteller, says Jane the Virgin writer Raphael Augustine. I'm angry because the WGA is inevitably going to win. Oh, is it? But the AMPTP insisted on stopping the entire industry as opposing to properly compensating labor force that helps them make billions. Well, they're not making billions anymore. You should have you usually strike in good times. That would be my guess, that you don't strike in what is going to be a horrible economic downturn that we're in the middle of, by the way. But there you go. Let's go. I'm not going to, we went over it in detail yesterday on The Real BBC. Basically, the two things that are the furthest apart on are this mandated writer's room, which the producers didn't even respond to. And what was the other one? Guaranteed. They want a day rate, basically, for anywhere from 10 weeks to a year, which the producers didn't even respond to. And like, they're not even thinking about, like, on COVID, those COVID restrictions. Let's think about all the people who were, kicked out of SAG-AFTRA. Is that what it's called? SAG, whatever.
Yeah,
SAG-AFTRA and WGA members who didn't want to get the poke. Where's the sympathy for them? So yeah, I just think they've outlived their usefulness when they're used as tools of oppression. You want to use your term. You oppressed people. You kept people out. Oh boy, I was just looking at something. Oh boy. All right, where's my other article? Hang on, I got to respond to Perry. I was looking for, God, there's so many things in here now. We should find one place to put them. Did I put it in the Nooner? No, I put it in research. Okay. There it is. This article caught my eye, Chris. But not for the reasons. I mean, they're talking about strike, blah, 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 whatever. It's what, okay. So Rush Scripts, confusion and blacklisting threats. How the UK is responding to the writer's strike. Don't they? In the UK, I just had it in my video. They have a literal blacklist.
Oh my God.
So do they get put on the blacklist or the blacklist? Which blacklist is it? Because they have a blacklist that's literally just all black people. That's not racist. The impact of momentous WGA strike will be is still being digested by the UK industry and professionals we've spoken to in the past 24 hours, expressing a combination of solidarity, uncertainty, and the view that the strike will be less problematic than other macro issues affecting their business. Yeah, there is other issues that are actually bigger than the strike. Disney, again, laid off a bunch of their Disney Plus executives, which is great. The writers of Great Britain, the writers equivocal in its support for the WGA strike, reminding members that they will be removed from the U.S. Guild if they take on work within the WGA jurisdiction during the strike. It published detailed guidelines, a Q&A, blah, 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 blah. We continue to show our solidarity, but we're not like going to stop work or anything like that, which is too bad, because that means the Rings of Power is going to still go, which would have been a really good thing to come out of this. There are a large number of US and UK co-productions currently in the works in the UK, which in theory could be derailed by strike action. God, I hope so. Amazon's The Rings of Power and Disney Plus's The Acolyte are among the major U.S. dramas currently shooting in the UK. If scripts for those were unfinished, the productions could run into trouble if their U.S. writers had to put down pencils. Amazon and Disney have not responded to the request for comment. I mean, Chris, come on. It's got to be like they cheat. You know they cheat. You don't think that like that we need a quick rewrite? We're not going to do it. Do you actually believe they would? Oh, he's gone. I don't know. I think they cheat. Disney Plus's Andor is among shows known to be continuing production unencumbered in London, as all scripts were locked for season 2 before the strike began. The same is true for House of the Dragon season 2. Question remains over how shoots can make tweaks to scripts without writers. Most big studio series and movies have scribes on the set 24/7, which is not possible during the strike. One well-regarded UK director said that they were waiting guidance from their studio on what can be changed in production script now that industrial action is underway. On the second season of HBO's Tokyo Vice, I don't care about that. Okay, this is where the line that has nothing to do with the strike gets me. Shows that have significant co-production financing but are housed in the UK with British writers appear to be unaffected at the present. This includes the Disney-backed Doctor Who.
No. Yeah.
That's like my worst nightmare. Which is helmed by Welsh writer Russell T. Davies and is currently being filmed in Cardiff by Bad Wolf and BBC Studios, but it's Disney backed. Oh well. God dang it. I don't know how that switched from Sony to Disney, but it did. Warner Brothers Beetlejuice 2 is among the major studios kicking off in the UK in the coming weeks. Focus features Nosferatu. Isn't that with Robert Eggers?
Yes, Robert Eggers. That should be very good.
Yeah, I want that one to get made.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And 20th Century's Alien are currently filming in Central Europe. Scripts for many movies shooting this spring should be in a solid place. The strike is having a much more immediate impact on TV than film. It's very complicated, said high-profile UK scribe. If you're a UK writer working in the US show under a WGA jurisdiction, you can't continue until it is resolved. The Guild has been firm about this. Working for a UK drama indie, the source is currently writing shows for the streamers that don't fall under the WGA contracts, therefore meaning they can continue to work. Certain European-based companies like Peaky Blinders owner Karen Mondabach Productions are not WGA signatories and thus can continue to develop with writers from all over Europe. A commission from a European broadcaster is not contrary to Guild rules, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about agents and producers. So some stuff can keep going. Some stuff can't. House of the Dragon is going to keep going, which is funny. Interesting. I don't know if it's funny. It's interesting, Chris, because I was kind of bored. I don't get bored very much. So I just kind of kicked back and watched House of the Dragon. Watched first 3 episodes in my home theater.
Sweet.
It's look great, dude. Good stuff. I ended with Matt Smith cutting the crab feeder in half and walking out of that cave, dragging his like torso.
Oh, that's so good.
Dragons flying in the background. You're like, fuck, him just covered in blood. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. All right. Yeah, I think this thing's going to go on for a long time, dude.
Yes. And I think that what that's going to do is force people to reconsider their career choice. And I think you're going to see a lot of shows that people don't care about going away. A lot of them. And it's usually one of those shows, we were talking about this yesterday in Real BBC, like where you like, have you ever like just someone somehow tells you about a show and you're like, oh yeah, the 5th season of so-and-so. And you're like, 5th season? I've never even heard of this show.
Right.
There are too many streaming shows, and there are too many streaming shows that perform below average. We're talking about like less than 1 million viewers. That's nothing. You know, that's people just leaving their TV on and forgetting it, you know? So like,
No, I agree.
Batwoman, which got like, I think Az was saying it was like 400,000
at its peak.
At its peak, like that's ridiculous. Why would you even do that show? I think that the dumb thing is I'm just so sick of. We talked about this in Vegas. Like, just make a Batman show. I actually looking at the Robert Pattinson. That should have been a TV show.
Yeah.
You could have broken that up into episodes. Would have been fine. You could have had like a season arc. It just, you know, I mean, that third act is a mess. I'm really not.
I totally agree. And they could have made that a series with the Rogues Gallery. Like, I've already gone over that. Like, I want an established Batman with a Robin, maybe even a Batgirl, maybe even a Nightwing. Well, that's fine. Full Bat family with the full Rogues Gallery of villains, Arkham Asylum, Commissioner Gordon, a working, awesome looking bat signal. And we're on like maybe the second or third version of the Batmobile, a fully functional Bat Cave with Alfred. That's what we haven't really seen. I mean, you know, you could argue the Batman films from the 80s, but I don't count Batman and Robin. That's a silly movie. It's just a fucking silly movie. Forever's okay. But like, we haven't seen comic book Batman on screen yet. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. Of course, we're not talking. I'm talking about live action. All right. Mask of the Phantasm is the best Batman movie. Just is.
Yeah.
Just is. All right. Well, more bad news for Marvel.
Oh no. Oh no.
It looks like our brother Ryan did a video on this morning. Go check it out later.
Oh man.
It's not tracking. The box office tracking, and this is from another article. I'm not pulling it from this one, but the box office tracking is like 120 million for this weekend. So that's below Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
That's domestically, by the way. This says 250 there. That's worldwide. Super Mario Brothers passed $1 billion, which means Odin's eating pineapple pizza, which is fantastic.
Oh, I can't wait on Friday. I'm watching it. I cannot wait.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to see Guardians tomorrow at 3 with my kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's bad when I'm like, come on, it's Guardians. And he's like, all right.
Like, you got to force him to go?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Like a little father-son time. Come on, I've been gone for a week. He's like, I'd rather see Sisu.
Wait, has he not seen Sisu?
No, I'm going to take him to Sisu.
Oh, that's cool.
Sisu's fucking awesome. That is an awesome movie. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 ganging up on Super Mario Bros. I love how they word this. Yeah, it's gonna make what, half as much. Like Super Mario Bros. Is gonna probably top out of what, $1.5 billion? It might have legs all summer. Who knows? You know, like Maverick had legs like throughout the entire summer. Mario could do that. That could be a possibility.
And what's dumb, it's coming out on video on demand in like a couple weeks.
Oh, what? Super Mario?
Yes.
Why? What are they doing? That's dumb.
They're so stupid when it comes to this. They need to extend that window, and it's very stupid.
That's dumb. That is straight up dumb. I'd wait 2 months minimum, 3 maybe.
It's probably because they get a bigger cut from VOD.
Yeah, they probably do.
Within that window, which is fine. You know, it's weird though. It's sort of like, you know, I mean, you talk about the cut that YouTube takes. Let me tell you the cut that Vudu and YouTube and Amazon take when you're putting out a movie. You know,
not fun, huh?
No, it's not fun, but it's whatever. But you know, you got to go for scale. You got to sell a lot. You know, get a lot of people to rent it for $3 or $4. You're fine.
All right. Okay, so filmmaker James Gunn's Marvel Studios swan song, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, is blasting off this weekend. The de facto started the summer box office with an eye of a 250 mile. So I have a 250 million worldwide. Of that, 110 is coming from domestic, and 110. Oh, that's what fucking Ant-Man was estimated at to begin with. Dude,
What if it's under 100? What if it's under
I
100?
can't see that. I mean, like, if it's under 100, Marvel's they're dead. I think they're dead anyway. But here's the deal. And some guy was trying to own me on Twitter saying, "You think Marvel is doomed?" Bruh. Dude. You fucking I know it's a 12-year-old and I shouldn't pick on 12-year-olds, but occasionally it's fun. Okay. You got to learn sometime. And if your dad ain't around to teach you, I will. All right. Losing's part of life, son. Losing's part of life.
Yep.
Sorry, your dad never came back from that with that pack of smokes. I'll stand in for a moment on Twitter and show you that losing is a part of life. They're fucked if this is the case. They're completely fucked. And
if it's under 100, I don't know. If
it's under 100, dude. Now we've heard around on the grapevine that changes are underway at Marvel. Now we've heard this before, okay, especially with Lucasfilm. And my firm stance on that is I will believe it when I see it. All right. I don't want to hear about changes. Yeah, there have been a lot of changes. They suck, but they did bring in the True Detective writer to work on Blade, which, I mean, the first season's great. Second season sucks. And the same guy wrote it. And I think the first season had a lot to do with the director. I think True Detective season 1 is like close to a perfect season of television you can get. They had one director throughout the whole thing, and it was Cary Fukunaga, who unfortunately directed No Time to Die. He was like a hired gun, but if you watch his visuals are in that fucking TV show are cinematic. They're amazing. It's a fucking great TV show. I'm not a big fan of any of the shit after that, but
yeah, dude, that season 1 of True Detective is so good. Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey I watched it like twice all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything from the music, sound design to like the unfolding of the crime to the not to give stuff away, but the level of detail that's in it, especially when you watch it a second time and you realize how they fucked up. It's epic. And the ending, it's very like spiritual, like,
dude, it's a great redemption story. Like,
yeah.
And it's, yeah, dude. And it's brutal. But it's also like beautiful. It's like a beautiful piece of art. Like, you don't get that much anymore or at all.
Yeah. And then season 2 was sort of a letdown. And if it was James Gunn, he compared this Green Lantern show to like True Detective.
Yeah. Good. Maybe season 2, but not season 1. Yeah. Get out of here.
I don't know.
Look, if they did a rated R Green Lantern show that's about like True Detective, that they're like looking for, I don't know, a murder cult or something, and it has something to do with the mother box, okay, I'd be down for that. I'd totally be down for that, but probably not. So back to Guardians. Yeah, this might be a fart in the wind. I think we were all expecting this to be a hit. Like, this is going to probably be maybe the last good Marvel movie. It's James Gunn. It's Guardians. We like this cast. It's got Karen Gillan. I like both Guardians movies. I think 2 is a big step down from 1, but I still think it's good.
True.
And it's got a good ending. It's got a really good ending. It's got a big, long, kind of boring, dragged out middle. But yeah, this one sounds like a downer. I don't know. But I saw Uber Geek. Our friend Uber Geek said he loved it. So, I'm not going to trust critics. I'll trust Uber Geek. I will trust Uber Geek's opinion on something. And he said, what did he say? I'm going to paraphrase my friend, so please forgive. He said for a comic book film, it's 2 stars, but for just a film, it's 4 stars. I don't know how many. I think it's out of 5, I guess. Yeah, it's a weird rating, but he explains it. So go check out his tweet where he I don't want to put words in his mouth. But I would trust him more than I trust anybody. I like the Suicide Squad. Not everybody loved that. I thought it was freaking fantastic. So we'll see. But it doesn't matter what I like. it matters what the paying public likes. And maybe, just maybe, you kind of wish you had that 40% that you told to fuck off, which I think is more closer to 50 or 60 now. It'd be really nice to have them right about now, because they would have been people who probably would have gone to this movie. But without a single doubt, there is a large percentage of people who will just not bother, quietly walk away. You know what? Disney has told me multiple times I'm an evil person. Fuck off. So I will. Simple. It's really that easy. I don't have to spend money on your movie. And now they're facing the consequences.
Well, Gary, it's like this. Look, let's talk about pizza for a minute. If you order pizza from a pizza place and it's not very good, you think, okay, well, maybe that was whatever. Then you order pizza again. And when I say pizza, I mean the Multiverse of Madness. So you order a second pizza from the same place, Thor: Love and Thunder. It's not a very good pizza. Then you order another pizza, same place, because you're an idiot and you're like, whatever, I'm lazy. They've got my info on file.
Yeah, it's like right down the street.
So
I'm really stoned.
I order another pizza and it's Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and the pizza's not very good. And then you order another pizza, same place, because I don't know, maybe your wife orders it, right? And she orders the pizza and it's Ant-Man 3, and it's not a very good pizza. After a while, you stop ordering pizza from that place. And that's sort of how I feel about Marvel, is that the last several Marvel films, which should have been good experiences, right? They should have been, we're looking at Doctor Strange, you're looking at Thor, classic characters, right? Wakanda Forever was a huge mistake because they did not recast the lead character. So I hated that movie. And then you've got Ant-Man 3, which was kind of a mess. And
kind of?
Yeah, exactly. It was a mess. So what are people like? If you've been going to all of
you up a bunch of Skittles.
Yes, I mean, just a lot of other dumb things, but it's the thing is, it's really about like the customer going to a place and having a bad experience. If you have multiple good experiences, you can take a movie that is weak, like a Captain Marvel, and it performs over $1 billion. Why? Because the previous films were such good experiences. Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War. So then Captain Marvel gets the benefit of the good experiences. And it's like, all right, so you get one bad pizza, but really it just comes down to your experience with that product, that brand, right? And if it's many experiences in a row that are less than stellar, that brand is tarnished. And I think that the problem is that even in spite of the fact that Guardians 3 may be exceptional, it is going to suffer from the previous film's weaknesses. So that's what we're looking at. So it might be, and I hear it's if you ranking the Guardians movies, I'm told that this is the third best among them, but it's also it's a good film, except the third act is drags. So and also when I look at the running time, 2 hours, 30 minutes, I just cringe at that. Can you just make a 2-hour movie?
Yeah, dude. That's going to affect it at the box office. I could, if they weren't releasing Mario digitally, I could see it like overtaking it like in a couple, 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
Absolutely see that happening. You sent me the film schedule for this year, which is, I mean, last year was pretty close to a full film schedule. We'll say 80%. This is 100%, and it's insane. So we're going to have, like last year, the real film like that. This is even a worst case for Marvel. Their movies had a ton of time to breathe. They didn't have competition for weeks around there, and they were dying. What you were talking about, Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness did almost make $1 billion. A lot of that had to do with its first week and Spider-Man: No Way Home. That was the lead-in. Doctor Strange was in the damn movie, so people thought there would be some kind of, okay, this is going to build up the multiverse, which it didn't do. Then everything just kind of, died out. They really took advantage of Chadwick Boseman's death and building up Wakanda Forever, which was just terrible, like objectively a terrible movie. And maybe I'm the only one who cares, but I like Namor. I like the Submariner. I think he's a fucking awesome character, and they freaking destroyed. Like just, oh, it was total vandalization. I hated it. So, but you know what? I used to like Miss Marvel. I used to like Carol Danvers. I own all of her comics. I read them. I bought them off the fucking shelf. I liked Miss Marvel. Don't like Captain Marvel though. But I'm a hater. It's okay. I hate everything. Is it blue, is it green? Is it blue screen? I'm gonna say green screen, blue screen. I used to say blue. I'm old school when it used to be blue screen all the time. It's green screen. That's real. Duke Devil. But okay, so sorry, I'll get right back to that super chat in a second. My ADHD here. Unmedicated, by the way. I'm fine. Wrinkling some box office sources brows. Wrinkling some box office sources brows is how the threequels start is poised to be off Volume 2's U.S. Canadian opening high of 146.5 million of back in 2017. Now they could be underestimating. This has happened before, and they go, "Wow, it beat estimates." So if it gets 120 million, but let's be real, at the very, very, very least, it should be beating Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 by 15%. At the very least. Not equaling, beating it by 15%. I'm being generous. You'll hear about, and they'll get all the wrong things. They'll go, white male lead, and no, it's a threequel. No, this is like their last holdover beloved franchise. Like most people like the Guardians. Like I haven't heard people say, I hate the Guardians. Okay. I just haven't heard that. They were, a little lukewarm on the second film, but I haven't heard that. And now what Chris was just talking about, that could have the adverse effect, how Doctor Strange mom benefited from Spider-Man No Way Home. Guardians of the Galaxy is now going to be hurt by Ant-Man. And, the Jonathan Major stuff, he hasn't been exonerated yet. And what I hear is he's gone. Like he's already gone. They're just waiting. But I could be wrong.
Well, there's no reason to announce it right now, right? Like Loki season 2, how much is he actually in it? They could do some reshoots and fix that. These other films haven't started shooting yet, where he's the Avengers movies. So who knows? The point is that they can stall on that decision.
Yeah.
Because he has a movie that
I would.
Right. Well, Fox Searchlight intends to attempt to get him an Oscar nom for his film Magazine Dreams, which was at Sundance, and everyone said, "Oh, it's an Oscar caliber performance." I mean, I didn't see it, but but that doesn't come out till December. I think they knew something. It was announced just weeks before this nonsense started in the news that Magazine Dreams, we got it, we bought it at Sundance, and we're putting it out in December. And we'll see. So if they do plan to push him as an Oscar nominee, there's a good chance I'll be invited to some event to meet him, because they'll do a screening of it. Then he gets up and does a Q&A, and he'll hobnob with certain people, right? So that happens, but this is going to be one of those wait and see situations, because it just seemed a little gray. There were things that didn't make him look good, but there were also some things of well, what is the specific thing? It seems like he might have been mean and he was texting someone else, but was there any, I don't know. I just think it's so gray. I don't know what to think about it. Right. And I think that, we're not jumping to assumptions. I think, people used to, and then realize a lot of this stuff is just BS or power plays or trying to take someone down. And this has happened to many people, unfortunately.
Oh, Dancing with the Stars shocker. Popular show is moving back to ABC from Disney Plus. Because nobody was watching it there?
Probably, but also network TV. When was the last time you watched network TV, Gary?
When I was visiting, when I was visiting my mom at the old folks home and she had the TV on. But before that, at home watching network TV, it's been 7 years.
The only time I've ever watched network TV is if there's some sort of sporting event, and it's just on the TV, so it's kind of pervasive. It's there. I like to watch a decent like Dodger game every once in a while. It's kind of relaxing. It's fun, but
But you can
that's
watch
the
it on MLB. You got MLB TV, like you can stream that now.
Yeah,
It's great.
true.
No, I got rid of Dish. I can't remember what year, but it was. I think I just started the channel. I did Dish. Sorry, I had. Oh fuck! What was the
DirecTV?
other satellite? DirecTV. Yeah, and I had it for Sunday Ticket. I had it for NFL Sunday Ticket. The only reason I had it.
Same here. I had DirecTV, NFL Sunday Ticket. I had a TiVo DVR, which held up to 200 hours.
Whoa!
Yeah, I know it's crazy, but I loved it. And then they had that thing. Do you remember they had this thing on the TiVo where you could just do boop, 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 and it skipped ahead 30 seconds. And I knew when I was watching any NFL game, all the commercial breaks were 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. And I'm back to watching it. What I would do is I wouldn't watch the football game in real time. I would watch like 20 minutes after it started. And then I would watch a whole 20 to 30 minutes after it started. I would just like flip through everything and then I would never see commercials. I'd watch an NFL game in 2 hours.
And NFL Network did that. They broke down just like the gameplay, no fucking around in the middle, no huddling or anything. It's like 40 minutes long. The game's like half hour, 40 minutes.
It was like super. It was just like, here are all the plays and that's it. Like, they still do that actually.
They did,
which is great.
I just gave up on the NFL when the Chargers went to your pigsty of a city. Sorry. Yeah, so just watch baseball now. No, it's Sling. I got rid of DirecTV and did Sling for a while, for a long time. And now I just kind of breeze around and I have some apps. Like Skinwalker Ranch, one of my favorite shows, is on history now, and I have to watch commercials with it. So I don't watch, and it's a bunch of like period and drug commercials and shit. I'm like, oh fuck. I don't miss commercials. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 has the longest running time in the trilogy at 2 hours and 30 minutes and currently has the lowest yet solid review at 78% fresh versus 85% certified fresh on Volume 2 and 92% on the original 2014 film, which the original is like, top 2 Marvel films. It's in the top 2. Since reviews hit last week for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, advanced ticket sales have been growing still. Tracking is always wobbly. Dude, I bought tickets yesterday for the 3:00 show at my local theater. I bought the first 2 tickets.
Oh, wow.
I bought the first 2 tickets. That was yesterday. Ticket sales have been growing still. Tracking is always wobbly when it comes to predicting the strength of $100 million plus openers. And at the end of the day, not many studios can lay claim to them. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is expected for a 100 million plus opening weekend. I think that's pretty reasonable. I think, and if it's anywhere near 100, and it should be 150 and 160. That's what it should be. And again, I'm being generous. If it's anything below that, it's disappointing. Opening will mark the 6th one for Marvel Studios post-pandemic. And you can't make that argument anymore because Super Mario Brothers, which, like, I'm not into Nintendo. I watched it. I thought the movie was fine for a kid's movie, but I can understand like the Nintendo fans, and there's a lot of them out there, are making this thing the runaway hit of the year. I can't see a movie beating it this year, like not even getting close. What other potential billion-dollar films are there? I don't think Dune will hit it. I'll like it. I think it's awesome, but I don't think it'll hit it. Mission Impossible, maybe. That's a maybe, just because Tom Cruise is very popular right now for good reason. Yeah, I think you should be worried. There's a strike going on right now. There's massive layoffs going on right now. There's an economic downturn. Theaters are still struggling, and now what would have been a guaranteed hit, I don't think it was ever going to hit $1 billion, but 800 million, I don't think was out of the realm of possibility. I think it is now. If it gets below 150 million, it ain't hitting at 8. It ain't hitting 7. And that's bad because there was 250 million into this movie. More importantly, tickets sold, which they don't report anymore. There's an IMAX Wednesday night preview in 100 theaters, blah, blah, blah. It's not looking good, folks. And the movie might be good for all I know. I might love it. I'm going to see it tomorrow. But there you go. There you go. All I want from Dune is more Sarsaker musical numbers.
Sardaukar?
Sardaukar, is that it?
Sardaukar. Yeah. Sardaukar Warriors. You know, they were doing that kind of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, I don't know if I should say that, but the guy who did the voice contacted us.
You know him?
Oh,
cool.
DM'd me. My wife passed on the DM, said, just kind of likes what we do, So that's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was, somebody said Indiana Jones. If it's good, it gets 800 million, I think. If it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think with Phoebe Waller-Bridge running around in it, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about Indiana Jones. It's not looking. It's not a movie we needed. Indiana Kidney Stones. Yes. Yeah. It's Lucasfilm. It's modern Lucasfilm. I wouldn't hold it. As much as I respect James Mangold as a director, as a human, he's kind of a bitch, but he is a bitch. Let Matthew Kadish get under his skin. Yeah, fuck Fleabag. So let's get to some soups. We got a heart out today because Chris has got to go to court.
I have to go to court.
Got to go to court.
It's true.
Duke Devil 95 for $50 has gifted 10 Nerdrotic memberships. Thank you, Duke Devil. The Grizzly for $120. Hail. All the action in the Dune book is in the later part of the second half now. That being said, don't know how faithful Dune Part 2 is going to be to the rest of the book. They have Paul's war against the Harkonnens, taming the sandworms, and the final fight at the palace. Now, as for the movie, they skipped a lot of the early part of the book dealing with the Harkonnens and the large part of the battle of the Atreides palace on Arrakis. I don't think this movie will have much action. Do you think there's a bigger cut out there of this film? It exists, Grizzly. I've heard that. There's
you talking about
the first one?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, I heard there's a 4 or 5 hour. It's probably a rough assembly. There have been some deleted scenes, 10, 20 minutes that that have leaked or been seen or on the Blu-ray, whatever. I have the 4K. Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a longer cut for something like this.
There's a 4K of David Lynch's too. So
yeah, I mean, I would love to see them after part 2 is out and released, do an extended version like they did with Lord of the Rings. And those extended cuts.
Those extended cuts are now the official version. Those are the official version of the movie. Nobody watches theatrical cuts. I accidentally put the disc in on my I'm like, why even bother giving me this? I'm not even going to watch it,
Yeah.
I got up, got my other disc. God, it looks good. Angela Richter, thank you, Angela, has gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for y'all for $25. That is very generous. Thank you, Angela.
Sweet.
Machiavellian. I got close on that one.
$25.
Thank you. Cheers, Gary. First time super chatter. Oh, welcome. Be gentle. Tolkien nerd and one of your gay followers. All right. You joined Dan Vask. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We have many, and you are welcome here. I found out this week that some of my fellows have been following you longer than me. So how does it feel to be the next YouTube gay icon? Twitch raid. Oh, well, it feels good. Feels good. Trying to win hearts and minds. Everybody's welcome. And thank you for your support. I am the next gay icon. That is me. There we go. I'm not tan enough, though. And
he does know a lot about hair.
I do know a lot about hair, though. I do. And I like techno and like loungy techno music. I do. I like Palm Springs. So, yeah. I'll be your Huckleberry for $2. Frank Gore, what up?
Hey.
What up, Frank Gore? Everybody's welcome
okay.
here. Practitioners of common sense. Practitioners of common sense. That's all we are. Naso Kashev for 5. What is this? What's a BGN?
I don't know.
Bulgarian peso. That's what I'm going to call it, a Bulgarian peso. It's probably fucking Brazilian or something. Hello, Gary and Chris. Have not seen you two together for a while. Star Wars movie, Reva versus Rey versus Ryan Kinnell. You can call it RRR2. I would watch that.
That would be epic.
Ryan at the end would just end up having a 3-way with him. So
Poor Brie.
Poor Brie out in the cold. Ade Robertson for $4.99. That's the British pounds there. It's nice to see Frank Gore on your stream. Let Frank know to tell Chris I loved Attack of the Doc. I'll pass it on.
Oh, thanks. That's great. Love
Gary's Wizard Beard for $5.55. Hail Gary, Chris, and Exodus Agul. Will you react to the Dune 2 trailer? Maybe we did.
Yeah.
Gotta rewind a little bit. Also, hope everyone gets better. Chicken noodle soup for all. I love chicken noodle soup. I do. Sindek, my boy. What's up, Sindek, for $5? Gary, hey, brother. When is Eric K going to be featured guest on FNT? I just love how much it seemed to bother Ryan Kinnell, so it will be EK versus RK. Well, if they want to debate. Yeah, dude, that was like, we were doing the show, and there was a lot of people walking in and out of the room.
It got annoying after a while.
Starting to bug the shit out of me, dude, because I'm trying to like concentrate, right? And there's just all this walking in, and I'm finally like, I looked at the guy, I'm like, close the door, dude. God, I mean, once or twice is fine. It's fine, but it was happening constantly. So I was like, God, stop, please. You know, I have a hard time concentrating anyway. I mean, that's
yeah.
On a normal day, I have a hard time concentrating. Okay. But yeah, they had people just walking in and out of the door like it was Grand Central Station.
I did kind of feel, can I just a real quick, like, so myself, X-Ray Girl, and Chrissy were in the back of the class, so to speak. And it brought me back to being disruptive, like in junior high, where we're like hand signaling to each other. And it's like, should I get you a drink? I got to run to the bathroom. Like, I mean, look,
each other memes,
each other memes. And it was just like, it was fun. It just brought me back to like old, like junior high or high school when I was like,
we got to work on you know, when SEAL Team 6 is going out, the military guys are just going to laugh at me for this. But then when they do
exactly all of that,
you know, like
that was
going to the bathroom. Yeah.
That was us, except for going to the bathroom and getting drinks.
Yeah, we didn't have like a private chat to be like, gotta go.
Then Ryan like disappears for a half an hour.
At
yeah,
least.
for no reason. It was weird. Weird.
No, but Garrett came in. That was fine.
I think it was really hard because you guys saw the door. I didn't see the door. Not really.
Right at the door. So like there was a producer in there, and then like his guy kept coming in. And then Eric came in, and then John Kokozo's coming in and taking pictures, which is fine. But it's like all his elbows are getting in the camera and everything. I'm just like, damn. So, I mean, it was necessary, but some of it wasn't. It got quite distracting. But I think the show turned out okay. I think it did.
It was fun. It was fun, dude. So much fun.
Very loose environment we have. So.
I just like seeing the interaction in person. It's just so much more like electrifying, so to speak.
Yeah, it was. No, if we could, I would much prefer us sitting at a table together. I would. It was great because it shows like the chemistry we have. Like we could still bounce off each other pretty good, and that's important. Plus, it was just fun hanging out with you guys. That's the whole point of it. Afterwards, we ran around the strip a little bit, and like we walked the strip. Like we're gonna walk the strip, maybe slot machines and stuff. We go to fucking Wahlburgers and we hang out for 3 hours.
Literally for 3 hours. We're so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not a gambler. I'm not a big gambler. I mean, it's fun, but like, yeah, I'm not, it's just not my thing. I don't know.
Mega reacts, but Eric did good when he came in. He did good. Mega reacts for $5. A Babylon 5 animated movie was just announced. Whoa, really? Do you think it will be great, or will it be tainted by modern shenanigans? You can't do Babylon 5. Babylon 5 was a character-driven show, and a lot of people are dead from the show. So you just can't. I don't think you recapture that. I think better time will be spent fixing the special effects and remastering the original. That's my opinion. I know we want more, but like honestly, you just can't. And it ended. It had an end. Butter Biscuit 92 on the Streamlabs side for $5. I am not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers. Yes, affiliated with Geeks and Gamers. Yes, affiliated because Jeremy cannot pronounce. Hail Geeks and Gamers for having such amazing new lore each and every day. Oh yes, hail Geeks and Gamers, our buddies, our pals. Is it affiliated now?
I wasn't sure. I left it like that because it seemed like he wanted it like that.
I saw Razor Fist pointed out that Gamergate's going to be 10 years old next year, and then because of the Matt Walsh stuff going around, I think Quartering tweeted that Gamergate 2 is coming to Sargon. I just asked if I could play since I'm a gamer now. Can I be part of it? Brett Allard for $20. Hey, and thank you. Hi, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl. Great stream. When I was a kid in 1988, Star Trek The Next Generation episode Neutral Zone, Data states that TV died in the early 21st century back then, I thought it was crazy. Now, who would have thought? Thanks. I got to find that clip, Brett. Easy. I'll find it. Daniel Ty for $10. Purchased and watched Attack of the Dock last night. It was incredibly nostalgic. Thank you for taking me back in time when the fandom was united. Fantastic Dock memories. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you for buying it or renting it. That's awesome. Thank you.
White Chocolate. Hail, first time super chat. A great week. Dune 2 trailer, and I'm getting married on Saturday. My fiance Lauren and I, Tyler, love watching you. Attack of the Dock ruled. Congratulations, you two. Go make some babies. Repopulate. Be fruitful and multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. I mean, wait 6 months. Have a little fun first, but get busy.
You can practice.
Get busy. You can practice. Practice makes perfect. That should be our motto here on a Nooner. 3 Beer Thunder for $9.99. Many years ago at Knott's, my older cousins took me on Boomerang, which was, I guess that's the corkscrew now. A few years ago, I took my little cousin on Boomerang in Denver, Six Flags. Six Flags has the best coasters, 3-hour wait for Superman, 15-second ride. I know. Yeah, I've been on it. I've been on it. I love Six Flags. I have one near me that I haven't been to yet. Here in San Antonio. There's a big park.
If I come down, we should go.
Well, we're going to go.
Yeah.
Aaron Pipes for $5. Lawsuit. And Chrissy knows I'm an attorney. And I will be at her show in Dallas. I refuse to fly on American Airlines for this reason. Hope they peed in the seat. Aaron.
Oh my God, Aaron.
I think that would make that Instagram channel, shaming passengers. Oh, I try to avoid all airlines as much as possible. But I'm going to be flying soon. I can't do that drive twice within a month. As much as I like it, I cannot do that drive twice in a month. Hey, do you think you'll come out? Would it be too far for you to come out to Palm Springs?
Me?
Yeah.
I'll be there. Yeah. That's like 2 hours.
All right.
Right? 3 hours? It's nothing.
Yeah. I'll be in Palm Springs first weekend in June.
I'll meet you there.
Going to Contact in the desert, but we can hang out at night. Yeah. Palm Springs is fun. Like there's good food. There's really good food there. So it's chill.
And gambling, right? Isn't there gambling?
No. Well, I mean, like old people gambling. We can fucking play bingo, but no, it's Palm Springs is a city of two things: old people and gay people.
yeah, I've heard that.
It's trapped in the 60s. That's why I love it. And there's a couple of good comic shops there. My wife likes to thrift, and we rented a house. We Airbnb'd a house with a pool.
I also hear there's a lot of nudist colonies. So
there is.
Just what Chrissy Mayer said about you at the comedy show. I'm just saying. I'm just like
swinger thing. There was a nude pool at the La Costa Resort where I grew up at a place called La Costa when I was a kid. So we would, and there's the La Costa Resort golf course, right? So there's like this little hill, and we get up there with binocs when we were kids. Check out the nude pool. There's things we didn't want to see, and there's things we did. So the valuable life lessons there. Play Gorlock the Destroyer to improve morale, says Luis Suarez for $10. Bearded physicist for $5. Hail all. Have you thought of getting Asmongold on the show? He's pretty chill, level-headed streamer, and think he did a react video on your Witcher one. He did. I talked to him. He seems pretty cool. I mean, I don't know a ton about him. I know he's like big streamer. And thanks for doing a react to my Witcher is Doom video. I'm feeling pretty good about that video, Chris. I'm feeling pretty good. It's like saying Marvel is doomed. I'm feeling pretty good about that. That statement.
I just think that Gary, my whole thought on this is like, you can do something really good and sustainable for about a decade.
Yeah.
You get beyond a decade, whether it's Walking Dead, whether it's the original Star Wars trilogy, whether it's any one of these properties, beyond the decade-long window, quality begins to suffer. That's why I think it's really smart that people like Peter Jackson, it's like, I'm going to make these 3 movies. They're going to be released. We're making it over this period of time, whatever. Or like Star Wars, it's like, after that, I'm going to make it go away. How do you sustain that? Like north of 10 years, it's like this sweet spot of like a decade of creativity that's focused and from like people working together. And then after that, it's like the band starts to break up. You've got the Russo brothers going off making bad Netflix movies. James Gunn's going off doing his own thing. So the best creatives from Marvel have moved on. So then you're stuck with like, well, we have the brand is still valuable, but you cannot do that. I really think that if you're going to plan something out, a decade is the sweet spot. Do it for a decade and then stop. Because seriously, look at anything like this. It's not sustainable beyond the 10-year mark. It just isn't. Because just real quick, one last thing, and then I'm dying to hear what you think of this. But like, it's like because the first thing is you've got people who are hungry. They want to prove themselves creatively. They want to do something, and then you get to the 10-year mark, and I'm remodeling my kitchen on my second home, and I'm doing this, and you're not thinking about the work as much because you've got all these you've probably had kids, you met someone on the set, people have like even on like Attack of the Show, there are a bunch of people that got married and had kids, right? Like there's a window of time where something has a sweet spot and then it stops because the hunger that began with proving yourself ends with kitchen remodeling and other things that have nothing to where my kids go into school. So then you're like filled with all these concerns because you might have been single at the beginning. Suddenly you're like married, have kids, like you have different things that are important to you. And what's important to you is not necessarily that creative thing. It's a decade sweet spot and that's all you get. And that is why you're seeing Marvel and a lot of other things. Think of it. You got that 10 years and that's it.
Yeah. You become a fat cat.
Exactly.
Yeah, you become a fat cat and you get comfortable. Sting, what did he say about bands? Every band has 5 years. They should break up after 5 years. He was right. If sure you could be Metallica spitting out albums that are just, the last one is terrible. Just fucking terrible. and touring on your old shit for decades, like Rolling Stones, and that's fine or whatever. But like a band's true creative juices are flowing for 5 years, about 5 years. I mean, like if the Beatles would have stayed together, they wouldn't have been the Beatles. They lasted a little longer than 5 years, but essentially if they'd have come out and just kind of faded away, it's better to burn out than to fade away. Okay.
Right. Like if they just after Endgame did like a little mic drop, maybe there's like, the Spider-Man movie sort of an epilogue for like where the characters are, but stop doing it. Or you say, look, in a couple years, we're going to consider recasting. We're going to reboot the universe, but for a couple years, we're not doing anything. People would be losing their minds, dying for like, when is Marvel coming back? If they had done the mic drop, what they did is they made a bunch of bad movies.
And they fucked up the mic drop with Endgame. Like,
yes.
The 5-year blip, make it 6 months. If you need to do a blip, 6 months. Okay, not 5 years. And it's so dumb.
It's so dumb. Not to mention that of like, okay, people that come back and they're in new relationships. You have a baby that comes back, but the baby it's just, there's so many weird things. Or like, what about a pilot on a plane that disappeared and that plane crashed? Those people aren't coming back. Like the blip was a bad idea. They should have had it it should have been corrected where it never happened. That's really what it should have been. But all of that is due to the fact that Tony Stark was too selfish. He didn't want to sacrifice his daughter. I mean, it could have ended with Pepper being pregnant, right? And it's like, that would have been amazing. It's like, okay, I sacrificed my daughter for this. I sacrificed, maybe myself, or maybe Tony Stark doesn't die, but it ends with Pepper. She's pregnant. He knows he's going to have that daughter that he lost or something. Just, there's so many. The blip really was a poorly thought out decision. Killing Tony Stark was a bad idea. Jon Favreau was against it. And now we're seeing these, I think it's too much of a compliment to call them second tier heroes. I'm sorry, with all due respect to Marvel's Katie. Like, you know what I mean? Like you've got a decade where you can just cook whatever it is. And I think this applies to television as well. I mean, look at Game of Thrones. How long was that? Was it like when it started? I'm trying to remember when it started. Game of Thrones
started 2011.
And then ended before. Yeah, so it wasn't even 10 years. Well, if you see, here's the thing. If you include all the there's that pilot that no one's ever seen. I am dying to see that pilot where they recast. Do you know?
Yeah, I know. It exists. I had access to it at one point, didn't get it.
Damn, Gary.
I know. I didn't think about it.
Oh,
I know.
You could have dude, that would have been one of those things where you could have gotten together with people and showed it, and we all would have lost our minds.
Okay, so Babylon 5 has indeed announced an animated movie. We just announced by JMS. Let's get it trending. Hope it captures the original feel of Babylon 5. Isn't only for modern audiences. Jonathan Gale. Yeah, in what? I mean, are they going to just do a sequel or something? I got to look at just one animated movie. 10 British pounds. I'm glad I don't want to fuck with anybody's excitement, but I'm going to read off to you how many actors are dead from the series. Mira Furlan, Delenn, dead, passed away. Stephen First, Virkoto, passed away. Jerry Doyle was a libertarian right-wing radio-based motherfucker. Michael Garibaldi, dead. Richard Briggs died. Dr. Stephen Franklin. And my favorite, Jakar. Andres, I can't pronounce his last name, Katsoulis, who was the best. He and Peter Jurassic were fucking fantastic in that show. He passed away as well. That's half the cast. Is it Jeff Conway, who played Zach Allen, who was also in Taxi, passed away. Like, most of the cast is gone. It's very sad. Very sad. Great show. Great fucking show. I didn't get into it till way like a couple of years ago. People just pushed me, and I watched it, and I fucking love it. But most of the cast is gone. BMC CB for $49.99. Thesis days. I feel that Dr. Crusher paradox. Nothing is wrong with me, so there must be something wrong with the universe is coming true. Yeah. Duke Devil 95 for $10. Holy crap. And I was annoyed that American Airlines kept changing my departures from Vegas. Yeah, I changed my flight 3 times, but at least I remained fully clothed. Joe, 96 for $1.99. Attack of the Dock is on iTunes. Thoughts on Apple TV? Is it on iTunes, buddy?
I don't know. I need to check. It's weird. I think it's supposed to be on iTunes and Vudu, but those are not right away. You've got to go through their what do they call that? Like the QA, quality assurance or whatever. I don't know that we'll pass it because we use so much footage, standard def footage in the documentary early on. It's possible we won't pass QA for iTunes, but it's on Amazon and other places, and the Blu-ray is what you really want to get. So
right,
that comes out in I'll have it at
Friday Chronicles for 10 British pounds. Hello, Gary, Chris, and X-Ray Girl. Dune looks great. Looks like great sci-fi. Should be breathtaking and strange. Also, will the Salem's Lot film ever come out, or will it just be a Jerry Lewis Holocaust film? I don't know. Is it completed and they just didn't release it? I'm not aware.
What are you talking about? The Jerry Lewis? You talking about the clown that cried?
Yeah.
I have heard that Jerry Lewis would do screenings of it. I mean, we did an article about it. You can
Salem's Lot. He's talking about a Salem's Lot film that's been, I guess, it's the same thing. It's been completed, but it hasn't been released.
Really?
Yeah.
That I don't know, but like we used to do a column in Film Threat called the Bootleg Files, where we would write about. You can look it up. You can just go to filmthreat.com, look up Bootleg Files. There's an article about the clown that cried. But like those things, I love those things. Those kind of lost movies that like don't get released. Like, I mean, I'm curious about Batgirl. I'm just curious.
Don Quixote, Terry Gilliam's Don Quixote.
Yeah, they did a documentary about that. I mean, it's kind of nuts. So yeah, but the clown that cried, that's like the holy grail of like unreleased movies, right? Like that thing is, and the stuff that you would hear about it, it's based on a true story, and it's so dark, dude. Like a clown that escorted young children at concentration camps to the showers to be killed. And they had a clown do it to get the kids to want to go. It's horrifying. So, and Jerry Lewis did it thinking this would be like his Oscar turn. And then he himself saw the film and said, no one should ever see this. This is an awful idea. He's not wrong.
No.
So
Beard for $10 says, I don't like Zen Blaya all in the role, but man, if they account for what they left out in part 1, I am tentatively excited. Yeah, she's not great. She just looks like a kid to me.
She's fine. She's fine, but lacks gravitas.
Yeah,
I think Sean Young did a good job. She's fine.
Yeah, she did. Yes. Sean Young is crazy, but like in her time, she was a good actress. An absolute triumph. I left the review yesterday. An absolute triumph. Second Frost for $2.20. Brightest Day audiobooks and science fiction for $2. X-Ray Girl, please don't die. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I not to, okay? I try.
Tim Weber for $5. Gary, hope you got a chance to try those seasonings. I will only go see this in theaters if it plays on my local drive-in. Hail all. Guardians or Dune? Either one is fine. Chris, how you doing on time? You need to get out?
I should probably be heading out. I got to eat. Good. I have to change into my judge's robe.
Yes.
I'm not. Look, maybe just watch like the first few minutes, see if you like it. We are doing a courtroom show called Critics Court. We're putting Star Wars on trial for the murder of the Star Wars franchise. We are introducing the 9 charges against Lucasfilm/Disney. I just saw our intro video. I cannot wait for you all to see it. It's like a minute and it kind of explains the tone. It is a serious courtroom show. And all we're doing today is introducing the charges. Then what I'm doing is I'll be inviting on people for the prosecution and also people for the defense. It's going to be a lot of people from YouTube. It'll be a weekly courtroom show.
Guilty.
And Gary, we'll get you on, Gary. You're gonna debate with other people who have a different
opening a Superman. Okay, guilty.
I love that.
Guilty.
So yeah, I hope you guys tune in. Critics Court, first episodes today. Charges filed. Next week will be it'll be day one of court. And it's going to run through the summer. Looking forward to it.
Oh, that is brilliant. I look forward to it. Thanks for coming on, Chris.
Thank you.
Soon. Let me know what you think of Guardians, and I'll let you know. All right.
Cool.
Chris
Well, I'll
Gore,
be watching FNT. I'll be watching FNT. Shout out to Hail to the Chat. Thank you, everyone. X-Ray Girl, get better. Gary, thanks again. I'll see you in Palm Springs. I'm sure see you before.
Yep.
All right.
Rent
brother.
Back of the Dock, folks. Chris Gore. All righty. Basil 578 for $5. Hello, X-Ray Girl, Gary and Chris. Sorry I missed the Vegas meetup. It's okay. I had to go to Charlotte for work. It has to take priority. Where can I purchase Attack of the Dock on Blu-ray? That will be out in July. And I think you'll be able to purchase it online. If you're not at San Diego Comic-Con, you can purchase it in person. Xexa for $9.99. Loved Attack of the Dock. I was more of a X-Play kind of guy. The X-Play musical is a classic. I was more of an Attack of the Show guy. Space Monkey 0899 for $4.99. Speaking of the Marvels competition, James Cameron is making Alita Battle Angel 2 thanks to Avatar 2. Hey, cool. I'll watch that. I like Alita a lot. JRG Projects for $10. Guardians failing is not a superhero problem. It's a Disney problem. Spider-Man No Way Home made $1 billion. That was a Sony movie. Michael Keaton's Batman will easily top Guardians of the Galaxy 3. People want Disney to fail. Yeah, I mean, Michael Keaton's Flash movie, you mean? If it was Michael Keaton in a Batman movie without two Ezra Millers, it would easily make $1 billion. Easily. With two Ezra Millers, I don't know about that. I don't know. Could be wrong. Don't know. Trembling Colors for $5. The only downside of these two Dune movies, to me, is the colorless, brutalist look of everything. That's a bad Villanueva trait, in my opinion. I think they got the palette right, but I mean, I didn't read the books. So you guys, I defer to you on that one. Samalament. Man, they're just trying to make me sound like high at this point with these names. Sama Element. Why don't you just, oh my God. If you outlaw cloning, only outlaws will have clones. Stares into camera. Sci-fi here's to more puppet shows of varying degrees of production value. Like Farscape. If we had a more Farscape, that would be good, but it'd have to be original creators. Aurora Uplinks for $5. Waiting for the call from Disney saying they want me and my ideas, but I am a daydreamer, animation school year 2, and just make it myself if I have to. Yeah. You don't want to work for Disney.
Start doing YouTube with
Yeah.
your animations.
Yeah, you honestly have a better chance of breaking in that way than breaking in. The industry is not an easy place to break into. You got to know people. You got to play the game. And even if you're uber talented, that's not necessarily going to get you in.
You got to be good at politicking.
Yep. Dad's Den of Pop Culture for $10. Speaking of indies, I've recently been digging Oda King's 77077's animations. Amazing stuff. The talent is out there to produce solid entertainment without Hollywood's baggage. Skylar Waddy for $4.99. Except this restaurant calls you racist, wants you to buy pizza for others and not eat the pizza there altogether. LOL, you're right. That's great to Chris's analogy. Tug Benson for 10 British pounds. Did you guys see the woke audio executive get fired by Roman Roy in Succession this week? Beautiful. No, I didn't see Succession. I haven't seen the show. Heard it's good. Trembling Colors for $5. The only downside is these two Dune movies.
It's a repeat. I'm sorry.
Daniel Peckman for $10. Hail from Salt Lake City, Utah. I heard a rumor that the Indiana Jones movie is supposed to erase Indy and replace him with a whammon who continue things in Disney Plus series. Have you heard about it? Well, the Disney Plus series got canceled. And I heard the rumor. I don't think that's the case. But, we'll find out when we see the movie. We'll find out. James Mangold has denied it from day one, but I don't believe creatives when they've denied stuff before and shit's happened. That would be fucking stupid even for Lucasfilm. Would it shock me if it happened? No. Channel Surf for $2. Gary, please page Cash Kester to chat. Thank you. Cash Kester is being memed to death. Okay.
Is that the guy that's smoking?
Yes.
Oh no.
Great. It's so fucking great.
I love how coincidental
He comes
it
on
was.
member streams, so I'll talk to him on a member. He comes to all our meetups. Great dude. Carnal for $10. Hey Gary, was it likely that we would have gotten Volume 3 sooner had it been for Disney Marvel taking action and firing gun? If so, where do you think it should have been implemented in the phases? It was supposed to be early in phase 4. That's when it was supposed to be. But yes, it would have been implemented much earlier. Anvec for $2. Don't sell IP to Hollyweird. Loan it out for money. Yeah, don't sell it to Yeah, dude. Back in the early days, they were Hollywood was optioning scripts at Artist Alley and just throwing out $10,000, $5,000, and people were giving up their stories for $5,000 and $10,000. Now to a broke artist, that is a fucking lot of money. But then when you get a little older, you're like, ooh, shit. Christoph for $49.99. Some dollars to take your son to see Nefarious instead. Sean Patrick Flannery alone is worth the time, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I plan on seeing Nefarious. Thank you, Chris. And yes, that will go towards it. Let me see. I gotta see if it's in the theater near me. It wasn't. Let me check. Okay, there is one. I can see it this weekend. So I'll see it Saturday or Sunday, and I'll take Junior. There is a theater. There's 2 theaters near me showing it. So okay, just not the one real near me, but that's okay. They have some good theaters here in San Antonio. San Antonio is it's very suburban-y. I like that. I'm fine with that. Nice lawns. Jay Green for $9.99. Rereading The Return for the 10th time. The Shatnerverse is canon. Better stories than these frauds can write. Keep the strike alive so they can't kill anything else. Hail Gary. Hail Terry. Hail Terry Metalis. Yeah, The Return is awesome. It is awesome. Cinema Gulp, but it came out after Generations. I've talked about it before. My goodness, the male lead in Dune 2 acting brave and being called brave. Imagine that. Looks like a home run. I think it will do well. Video on demand and physical release for Mario movie is delayed indefinitely. And here's the link. Hot coffee. Then they're smart. They are fucking smart. So there is a link. And yes, the video on demand and the release of the Marvel movie or Mario movie on Blu-ray has been delayed. Rightly so. Rightly so. This thing can burn through the entire summer. $2 billion? $2 billion? Does Odin eat 2 pineapple pizzas? Maybe. It could go through the entire summer. I can't see a film touching it. And I say that as somebody who's really lukewarm on the movie. Just I can certainly see its appeal to children, to families, to Nintendo heads. And if you're loving it, then God bless you. That's all I got to say. Or we could be like Matt Walsh, who I suspect dyes his beard. Maybe I'm wrong. It looks a little dyed to me. It looks a little Billy Mays, but I could be wrong. And you could just not respect culture, gaming, anime, but pretend to be a political pundit. If you're a political pundit and you don't respect culture, you don't have to like it. Nobody says you have to like anime or like video games, but you got to respect its place in culture in America. And if you're like a pundit and you're talking about it and you're, say, culturally retarded, then you have a massive, massive blind spot that you just refuse to see. But that often comes with people who walk into a room and think they're the smartest ones there. I go through life like, what am I going to learn today? I don't know everything. I don't know everything now. I won't know everything when I'm dead. I don't think I'm the smartest person in any room. You got to walk through life with a little humility. But Matt Walsh is young. He'll learn. Or maybe he's just got it all figured out, man. Maybe he's just got it all figured out. We'll see. Writers can still write while the crews sit on their hands for months. They will write while others pick it and sell their scripts the day it ends. Slain Hope for $5. Writers, yeah, okay, so to answer the question, like, well, they can write on their own. Nothing says they can't write on their own. They just can't sell it. But I'm talking about cheating at the studio level. Like, you're filming something right now. There's going to be a rewrite. Well, they're going to fucking rewrite it. They're not going to go, we have to check with the, they'll probably do that in front of everybody so they don't get ratted out. And then behind the scenes, they'll just fucking scribble some shit in and do it. Anakmamon for $10. The Deadline article says that women are seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because of Chris Pratt. What? I thought women only saw movies to see themselves on the screen. No attractive men like Pratt or Henry Cavill. I'm so confused. Yeah, me too. Hashtag me too. Anvek for $5. Got a feeling there's a lot of horror satire movies given the mood up for the audience I've been around. Thoughts, observation, predictions. Horror is doing very well on a low budget level. It is making lots of money. Is very profitable right now. So yeah, we're in a bit of a horror renaissance, I believe. It's not my favorite genre. It really is. It depends on the horror. But like hack and slash murder shit has never been my favorite thing. I like supernatural horror, or science fiction horror, like Alien, The Thing. But like, yeah, just a bunch of, people getting like savagely hacked up. Nah, not into it. Now, a revenge story where a guy is savagely hacking up people who kind of have it coming, I'm into that. Luis, does it make sense? I don't know. You tell me. I'm glad Stark died rather than be disgraced and humiliated, deconstructed like Thor has. Oh, well, there's still time, Luis. There's still time. Wait till the Armor Wars come out. Luis Suevas, thank you for the $10. Stunner 900 for $5. Movie theater worker here. The current prediction is that it will be like Ant-Man. Ooh, it will do well in the weekend and then have a massive drop off. That's not good news. Thanks, Stunner, for checking in. I hope Hollywood doesn't kill your fucking job. Okay. I'm sorry about that. I spelled trope wrong. $9.99. Hail F Hollywood and the WGA Monday Nooner. Mario Kart, Real BBC, TNME, Wednesday Nooner, Last Orders, Hot Toys, Open Bar, FNT, Final Frontier, Sunday Fun Day, Red Box Stream on Saturday. Don't mind username correction from Open Bar. Super. I spelled trope wrong. Hail. Love all those shows. Back them all. Back them all. They're our friends.
I love that you called Forbidden Frontier Final Frontier.
Did I? Oh,
Yeah.
I did. Forbidden Frontier. I got my own show wrong. Yeah, it's not. We got a hat. Where'd it go? Oh, it's downstairs. We'll be back this Sunday. We'll be back, and we're going to talk about all the drama with Cosmic Summit. What I know. I don't know everything, and I don't know much, and I have a point of view on it. But we're still going to go. We're still going to go. Aaron Pipes for $5. I told Ryan in Vegas that if they kill both Drax and Rocket, Guardians will barely crack 650 million at best. I would agree with you. Like everybody loves Logan, right? Everybody saw the movie and said, I love it. I love it. It didn't make $1 billion. I watched it. I've never watched it again, nor do I own it, nor will I ever watch it again. I thought it was good. I thought it was also a precursor to all the girls key to everything shit, but I thought it was a well-made movie, but it's not fun watch. It's not a fun watch. Is it a risk? It does, but it kind of sucks that it followed up what was Days of Future Past, which I thought was a very happy, good ending for the X-Men. It just went on too long. But technically, it's a good movie. Like, it's a well-made, well-acted, well-directed movie. That's not why I go see superhero movies. It's fucking bummer. Your average Patriot nerd gifted 5 Nerdrotic memberships for $25. Cheers. So yeah, if you're just killing off the staff and it's just going to be morose and sad, it's not how you end the Guardians. Just have them ride off into the sunset. Why can't anybody just ride off into the fucking sunset? We have to show the very end of their lives. The singing takes for $5. Gary got a band for you to hear Gearish and the Chronicles in the same class as Dan, Dio, Dickinson, and Eric Adams. I suggest Children of the Night. All right. I'll check it out. Sonny V for $10. Be sure to get out and vote against Prop A and against the commies. I got time. Caffeinated Me for $5. Gary, Babylon 5 is pretty decent, but short-lived spin of series called Crusade. You could revive that. Yeah, you could. That is a possibility. Uncle Pappy Wolf for $5. Bought Attack of the Dock was awesome. Chris, what is your interaction with Hardwick? He isn't in the dock much, but so much has happened. Did you guys get along? They got along. That's all I can say. Resef the Cripple for $2. Once upon a time, I think Az did a PCast with Asman. Oh, did he? Podcast. Okay. Maybe he did. Jay Green for $4.99. Gary, doing my part the last few days. I've had my wife, parents, friends, coworkers sub to you. Oh, thanks. Hail to 1 million subs. Cheers. Thank you. I will write the best song Dan Vasquez ever sung, the most truthful, best song. And you know what? He can keep it. I'm going to write it for him for free. Alyssa Aradu Quoto, sorry for butchering your name. I am Latino and Ukrainian. I liked Blade movies as a kid and felt represented. I used to play Blade with a sword. When character ethnic is mandatory, when character ethnicity is mandatory to be represented. P.S. played Bruce Lee as well. Yeah, we played Bruce Lee. When we played superheroes, we played Falcon, Black Panther. I didn't care. Matthew Hammond for $5. I'm glad the writer's strike will give you the ability to watch a long-running sci-fi series. Stargate. Tom Petty was great until the end. He was a super high level for 15 to 20 years. He was also super high on drugs, and fentanyl killed him, which sucks, and I agree. Stupid question. Is Lord of the Rings better to watch on Blu-ray or UHD? UHD, but you want to watch the special features on Blu-ray, James Jan Jars. So you want to have them both because Robert Meyer Burnett worked on those. And in my humble opinion, they're the greatest special features ever created for any movie, which just so happens to be the greatest trilogy ever created. I Am Seeking the Way for $5. Did you see James Lindsay's absolute decimation of the woke playbook at the European Parliament? One of the best weapons for the culture war. I will watch it. I like epic takedowns. How does the gut-filled late night show stay on the air while the rest of the late night shows go on hiatus due to the writer's strike? Michael R for $5. The writers don't give a fuck, I would guess. I know he has writers, right? But I think he does write a lot of his own stuff. But yeah, he's staying on the air, and he might get a little ratings boost. But like I said, his competition wasn't watched by very many people. All right, X-Ray Girl, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everyone. Hello, Gary. I know you hate flying, but have you considered taking the transatlantic cruise to England in the future? Cunard has a cruise for 2025 from Fort Lauderdale to Southampton, England, FNT meetup cruise? Maybe.
That would take too long, though, I think.
It would take too long. We're going to fly. Basil 578 for $20. I'm definitely flying. We've already booked our flight. We have booked our flight.
I'm so excited for that trip.
I'm just deciding whether I'm going to like drive to Asheville or fly to Asheville and drive to Palm Springs. Because that's a lot of driving, which I won't have time for. So one of those places I have to fly. All right. What you got going on, X-Ray Girl?
Tonight I'm going to be on Poor Choices with Tugs, and we have a guest, John Kukoza. We're going to talk about post Vegas and a bit about the Access Vegas show that we were on while we were there. So yeah, and hopefully I don't die. I'm going to sleep a lot for the next few days.
Don't die.
Again, I did a lot of sleeping already.
All right. We'll be back Friday Night Tights. We got Camelot joining us this Friday. Discount Chris Pratt. Mahler might pop in for Guardians of the Galaxy stuff too. So it'll be fun. We'll be back in our studios, and I've got I'm probably going to do a Guardians of the Galaxy review. That's probably going to be my next video. And we'll just see what happens. But thanks everyone. Thanks to the Modrotics for everything you do. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on around here. We appreciate you all. Hail to the fellowship. You are wonderful people. And we've lost a lot of our franchises, if not all.
But we found each other.
We found each other. We did. And now Hollywood is paying the price. And if y'all are going to kick back and enjoy it, well, I'll join you. I'll absolutely join you. Take care, everyone.
Bye.